Hi everyone, welcome to another video episode. We are looking at the top 6 types of literary devices that can be tested for your text 2 of paper 2. So let's get started. The first thing you need to understand is the difference between literal and figurative. This is literal statement. It means what is stated. It is easy and straightforward. The girl's room was messy. There is no hidden meaning in these statements. You can answer to these questions without much thinking. But we see less and less of literal questions and more of figurative questions appearing in text 2 of paper 2. Figurative language. Jamie runs as fast as the wind. I'm so hungry I could eat a horse. These are figures of speech. Did you really think that he could eat a horse? Of course not. This is a figure of speech. You need to understand the magnitude or the intensity of what the author was trying to convey when he used this literary device. So what device has he used here? Let's find out. But before that, let's look at the top 6 figure of speech that is being used in narrative comprehension passage. We have metaphor, simile, personification, hyperbole, symbolism, understatement, and many others. But let's look at the top 6 today. One of the best ways to really understand the concept of figurative language is to see it in action with examples. So let's look at each figurative speech with an example. When you use a metaphor, you make a statement that doesn't make sense literally, like time is a thief. He drowned in a sea of grief. She's fishing in troubled waters. All these expressions have one thing in common: a situation compared to a real thing, although the situation is not actually that particular thing. How and where does one come across a sea that is filled not with water but with grief? Time is a thief. Time isn't really stealing anything. This metaphor just indicates that time passes quickly and our life passes by all of us. All these expressions are examples of metaphor. Let's look at simile. A simile compares two things like a metaphor, but a simile uses the words like, as, and like. Busy as a bee, clean as a whistle, brave as a lion. He stood out like a sore thumb. It was as easy as shooting fish in a barrel. When you come across this device in your comprehension, do underline it and try to understand why it was used in the context of the comprehension. First, you need to explain the literary device that was used, and then why it was used. Next, let's look at personification. Personification gives human characteristics to inanimate objects, animals, or ideas. This can really affect the way the reader imagines things. This type of figurative language is often used in children's books, poetry, or fictional literature. Okay, the first one is opportunity knocked on the door. The sun greeted me this morning. The sky was full of dancing stars. The toast jumped out of the oven. Personification, here you could see that opportunity takes the role of a human being knocking on the door. The sun greeted me, not in a literal manner, but it personifies that it was a bright day and the sun was out. Next, let's look at hyperbole. Hyperbole is an outrageous exaggeration that emphasizes a point and can be ridiculous or funny. Hyperboles can be added to fiction to add color and depth to a character. They have truckloads of money. I nearly nearly died of embarrassment. It's 1,000,000 times better. This is an over-exaggeration and emphasizes place on the noun to make you realize how the author is feeling. It could be used to express extreme emotions of anger, love, fear, embarrassment. Symbolism occurs when a word which has a meaning in itself but is used to represent something entirely different. Examples: life is a roller coaster. This is symbolic because it indicates that there will be ups and downs in life that you have to weather. Next, he is a rock. This symbolizes that this person is very strong and dependable. Next, the dove is a symbol of peace. So if you could see, he's a rock. It shows that he's strong and dependable. They could ask you why the author used this phrase to describe the character. You have to explain what does rock mean first. Strong and unbreakable. So this symbolizes that the character is strong and a dependable person. Last but not least, it's the understatement. An understatement is a figure of speech employed by writers or speakers to intentionally make a situation seem less important than it really is. For example, you win $10 million in a lottery. When you tell a news reporter, "I'm delighted," you are making an understatement. Next, similarly, suppose a team loses to its opponent 50-0 in a soccer match, and the captain of the team says in a post-match ceremony, "We did not do well." It is an understatement because it's trying to decrease the intensity of the loss. If you win $1,000,000, you'll be feeling more than delighted. You'll be jumping for joy, right? But here they're toning it down. It could be to decrease the intensity of the situation or to make fun of it. So this is the last literary device that we are looking in this video episode. Now let's look at the summary of what we have discussed. Okay, is it a comparison between two things? Yes and no. Okay, so does it use like or as? Yes. If it is yes, then it's a simile. Remember simile? He was as busy as a bee. Okay, metaphor. And you can say, I was so hungry I could eat a whole horse, right? So metaphor is a comparison, but it doesn't use like or as. Next one, exaggeration. Too much, too little. Which one is it? Okay, yes, too much will be the hyperbole, and too little will be an understatement. Do you remember hyperbole? I told you 1,000,000 times to remember. Too little, I was overjoyed when I saw my mom after 10 years. So that's an understatement. And we personify something, an object or an idea doing human things. That will be no, it will be yes for a personification. Okay, so this is the summary of what we have practiced today. So we have 6 top literary devices. And if you do many practices in your narrative comprehension, you will be able to spot the different literary devices that the author has used. Thank you for watching this short video episode. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for new videos every week to help you to score a better grade in your English. See you on the next video episode. Bye.